Hello, everybody, once again. Welcome to J 30. I'm James Bell.
This is Brenna.
And what's the show about?
30 minutes of banter and bluster.
That's right, it is. At least we got it down. I know we always try to more keep it a light on the show and everything, but we also do serious topics here too, people. We're not just, people just think we're just screw around, jokey.
Before we get on that topic, though, why do we all of a sudden hear banter used all the time now?
I'll tell you, man, as soon as anything goes to the cloud, that's it. It's gone. No one, like on these shows, you always hear about, so I guess we just have to use, what's the word? Connection. We're just going to use connection. We have a connection to the connection. So you guys saw last week's show, last week, it was like 3 days ago. I don't know when we did it. But yeah, so we have banter and bluster. And ever since we start saying banter, now we hear banter all the time. So I don't know who stole it, who came up with it, who took it, who went to our cloud, who already watched our stuff. We didn't even post yet. See, people already watching the show. We didn't even post. Now that is an amazing ability. All right. Well, what we do on the show, we hit 2 topics. Each topic is about 12 minutes. So the first one's more of a hard hitting. So that's why we're going to decide to get this one out of the way first. And it's something that I got a text at work, and Brenda, well, you bring it up. What's the topic?
So I was driving to work, and all of a sudden they start talking about how this 57-year-old guy drugged.
Yeah, it was a New York Post March 4th, 2024 article. It's called "Creepy New Details Emerge: A Nightmare Sleepover Where Dad Allegedly Served Drug-Laced Mango Smoothies to 12-year-olds." So were you hear about it?
So I heard it over the radio, and it got me thinking. I'm like, should sleepovers be canceled? So that was the text that he got while he was at work. Should sleepovers be canceled? And he's like, what? Where did that come from?
Yeah, it was random. I'm not going to repeat the joke I made about how random it is, so that they're like it was a 4 a.m. random, and the person won't leave, so you can't get them out the house for breakfast, kind of thing. You know, I said that's how random that question was. Just like, where did it come from? But with that said, though, I did do research on. Well, we're not going to go into the case because the case is terrible. Just say the girls escaped. The guy kept checking on them to see if they're awake and stuff like that. And the girls did get out of the house, and then they found that they were drugged, and that's when he's facing charges now. So good for that, because you need to take his ass off the street. All right. So, but USA Today, they did in 2021, August 2021. They were saying they were doing a TikTok, which is soon to be canceled. Everything's canceled. Even TikTok's going to get canceled. They did a study to see what parents would say about the question of sleepovers, right? And so I'm going to bring up some of their opinions and see what you think about what they say. They said that some things, this is some of the quotes the parents said. Some things are more important than fun. Another one said, I don't agree with sleepovers for that same reason. Well, another noted, just because that happened doesn't mean it will happen. So what do you think about those? Let's take the first one. Some things are more important than fun.
I get it, but also most normal, sane parent would know the parents before just letting your kid spend the night. Not like, hey, I just met you. Take my kid. Most normal, sane people.
You've had people just drop off kids at parties, don't even know who the parent is, just leave the kid with
like
you.
I said, most normal, sane people.
It's like, here's my kid. I don't know. Who are you? I don't know. I'm out the door. You just go watch him and feed him, and I'll be back 5 o'clock.
I know, wasn't it at Macy's party last year? Yeah. Like, they're just, these 2 random girls just came into the house. We're like, my mom's like, whose kids are these? We're like, I don't know. They just showed up at the door. Come on in, I guess.
All right. So then it'd be the second one. It'd be, I don't agree with sleepovers for the same. Okay, well, that's agreeing with it. But just because it happened doesn't mean it will happen.
That's true. Like I said, most people get to know the parents before just being like, hey, take my kid. Yeah, of course, today's society is a lot different than it was 20, 30 years ago, where you can't just trust anybody, but your gut instinct usually tells you what's right.
Yeah, I mean, even in the case of like our daughters, I think she has sleepovers or just like friends or whatever, but it's rare because you gotta have to be at a certain level with the parents or the people or whatever the case may be. Then if they have older brothers, if it's girls, or if you don't know what the other side of the family is like, that's when it gets kind of strange. But if it's mostly the same age and everything, I would be more trusting of it, in that case. Um, yeah, but that's my feeling. So, but they did say, but they was asking experts, and they say that sleepovers are good because it gives children opportunity to practice self-efficiency and adaptability. Do you agree with that?
I do. I mean, some of my best memories growing up were with sleepovers with my friends, building forts, watching movies, eating popcorn, staying up till 4 in the morning, just not Robloxing like they do nowadays, but actually using our creative imaginations.
What was your creative imagination? What was the one that got parents most annoyed that you did? Were you just running and screaming with the pillow fights? Did you do pillow fights, baby?
I did do pillow fights, but probably the most obnoxious thing was me and my friend were randomly laying in bed. It's like 2 in the morning, and we decide we want to start burping the ABCs. So we're just down in the bed. See, and then we're like, "Can you burp soccer?" Still one of the best stories. We're like,
you guys were burping ABCs. Yeah, I don't know if I can even get to see anymore. I just burp naturally, and it's from the other side. It's not from this part. It's this part. I can do ABCs for this part all night. All right.
But for guys, how big were you with sleepovers and stuff? Because I know guys and girls are completely different.
Well, it depends. See, when it comes to the parenting dynamic, it's the more who's the more paranoid parent. You know what I'm saying? I'm more loose and trusting, and sometimes the other parent could be more like absolutely not. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So who would get the rule or overrule, right? That's the other thing. That's the other question that come in. Like me personally, I just kind of I see the situation, understand the people, whatever. But having friends and stuff that are close to you, that are too close to you, your kids, they have kids at your kids' age. Those are the more ones that would do. The ones that you don't really know the parents at all, like it's a friend at school, it's a friend of a friend, or something like that. That is more. Those are ones you more investigate to be like, okay, well, where's this person living? Let me go meet this person first. Let me see what the situation is before I put you into that situation. But
it was like V asking to spend the night at her friend's house that has an older brother, and we're like, wait a minute, we do not know the parents,
or just to go over there, like after school by themselves.
Oh yeah, because the parents weren't gonna be there. We're like, no.
It's like no, you just got to know the situation, like understand it. So they also said that. Well, they said there's a fine line between raising kids who understand things like good touch, bad touch, when they heed their spidey sense that something isn't safe, how to call home for help, when to extricate themselves from a bad situation. Raising kids who are afraid to go out in the world. That's what someone is saying. It's like that. I think they're meaning like they're saying that when you do that, well, I mean, it's good touch, bad touch. I tell you what's the interesting was when we watched Willy Wonka and the Chocolate Factory, right? The original. And it was the Candyman cat. It's like the Candyman cat. He's go touching the kids and like the Candyman cat. And the first thing that my daughter said was, "You can't touch kids like that." But those were the times, in those times it was more like
nobody saw it as a bad thing, but now you see it and you're like, why are you touching kids? You don't even know those kids.
Like, why are you in a room with them by themselves and that kind of, all that kind of things start going through your head where it's like, it could just be total innocence, but you just never know. But yeah, that was very interesting because I never, even me, like seeing the scene I'm still like, okay, I'm just used to watching the movie and stuff. But when she saw, that's the first thing she called out. So I think it is important to know that that's the other thing is like you can't have your kids too sheltered because when you're sheltered all the time, then you don't learn anything. And that was the good thing with raising V is that she did safe keys and the daycare and karate where she has a feel. She knows when she'll tell me. She'll be like, well, I don't know. This dude that came in karate, he's kind of creepy and stuff. And, he's weird, She'll let me know. And so then, what that does as a parent for me, it keeps me alert. You know what I'm saying? Okay, well, who's this person you talking about or whatever? Then you get to see them and then you get to kind of judge like, oh, they're just weird, not really that they're out to get you or whatever, but they
someone else we know.
That's just a strange oddball. You're just an oddball person. All right, guys. I think we beat the horse, right? Is that the new term when we get to the end of a topic? I think we beat the horse on that one.
Other than, also, yeah, not keeping your kids sheltered. It's like, Macy, she's like, oh, that's my Nunu part. Like,
no. Oh yeah, no. Well,
no, but she says Nunu as a no part. Yeah. Like, they know what's wrong, and you just be open. Like, if some situation happens, then you better tell an adult. And I guess the other day she was at daycare, and some boys were picking on her and her friends, so her friends went to go attack them, and then she's like, oh, I got in trouble today for beating up the kids. I was like, well, the kids were beating up you first, so good for you for sticking up for yourself. I'm not mad at you.
Yeah, you never get mad at your kids for sticking up for themselves. Now, if your kids are bullying, don't get mad. Now, unless the kid deserves to be bullied. No, I didn't say that, folks. All right.
Especially when it's boys picking on a girl.
Oh, no.
Ain't no boys gonna pick on a girl.
Oh, yeah. And trust me, with my daughter knowing karate, she knows where to hit the no spot.
Yeah.
All right, guys. We're going to go to break. And when we come back for topic 2. And we are back, folks. All right. So now for the second part of the category, their second topic of the show, because we're going to keep it light and fluffy.
Literally.
And figuratively, FIGURATIVELY. Figuratively. So what's the next topic about there, brother?
Stupid shit you like doing with your pets.
Stupid shit you like doing with your pets. Now we're not talking about what people do on their farms or anything. We're keeping it to normal cat, dog, pet situations. If you got gerbils and other stuff you do with snakes or whatever, that's on you, buddy. That's all you, man. I'm not going to judge you. We're not going to put you down for what you do.
I'm going to have a snake choke me in.
I know you got reptiles crawling in creepy places and stuff. That's all you. But as far as normal animals go, so I guess, you start off. Since you've had a cat of 65 years. She is like, oh gosh, she's a vicious man. She is mean. Not vicious. She's just, oh gosh, she's a grouchy old lady.
She's just a grouchy old lady. I mean, if you're like 65 years old, we're gonna be grouchy too. No, I literally, my cat is.
Some people are closer there, Brenda. Some people are closer there. I'm not going to name names. All right, go ahead.
But anyways, the reason this topic even came, because there's one thing I like doing with my cat, and James L. just thinks it's so weird. And then there's another thing he always does with his dog that I think is just, it's pretty funny. But anyways, so what I do with my cat is like, I'll be listening to music, and if she's around, I'll pick her up and I'll like dance with her hands and be like, doo, 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 doo. And she gets so annoyed, and then she'll like try to bite me. But yeah, I don't know why I'm so amused by it, but I just think it's so fun.
Yeah, I guess the thing. So you talking about was last night with Ginger?
Yeah,
is like it's the what is it? It's a fight, like I fight her. Okay. Well, the first one, there's two things. The first one is I like to grab her snout and just hold it down gently. Then she then she starts going crazy and then bites and bites. And I'm sure like all the bites I'd be taking on my hands, you'd be like, oh, but I'm just used to getting bit. It's like, because Ginger is a fluffy dog. She's a little wide, you know.
Is she fluffy or is she?
Hey, don't say
fluffy?
that word. You can't say that word. That the word fat.
She's a little big boned.
A little bit more than big bone, but yeah. But one thing that she does have is that she has a huge. She's an Australian short tail or stub tail dog or something like that. So, but she's like 70 pounds round.
70 or 80. She was like 65 when we tried to weigh her the other day. I was like, James L, step on the scale and then pick up Ginger, but I think she's more like 80.
That's the case. Ginger's like 110, you know. So I knocked 110 off that weight. It was like, man, Ginger's 110 pounds, man. How big is she? No, but the thing I do is like I like to like grab her butt. Because it's so big, she can't see behind herself. She can't get her head around, so she has no idea what's going on. So you just put it on there, and you don't have to squeeze it. You don't have to
just
do
literally
anything.
like a soft touch.
And then she'll be like, she'll just wig out. She will wig out. It's so funny. And then she'll like try to get around. So what I do is when she tries to walk around, I just hold it on there, right? So when she tries to pivot one way and pivot the other way that she can't get past. She can't see what's going on. And then she'll try to like bite. I was like, what are you biting? You biting here?
Yeah, like last night he was doing it and then we tricked her. So literally on this couch. And then I went. So then she went to bite him because she thought he was still doing it, but it was actually me. But my 6-year-old daughter thinks it's the most hilarious thing. Then we stopped playing with her and she's like, you guys need to play with Ginger some more.
Like force playing with her, stuff like that. One thing, like one of my first dog, Shauna, she was I would like closing doors because of the handles. Like they weren't the twisty knobs for the doors; they were the push down handles. And she would push herself out. She'll open her own door. It's like I close the door, and then she'll walk to it, and she'll be like, I hear her barking for a while to get out. And I said, Shauna, you know how to get out of the room. Come on. The next thing I know, I hear. And then she'll walk out the room. I was like, man, yeah, she would just walk out and stuff. You couldn't put her in a room anytime. You had to like lock, you had to lock the door. And one time, she didn't figure out the lock, I don't think, but it's probably pretty freaking close.
Ginger would not be able to figure that out.
Oh no, Ginger can't even make the door. But anyway. All right. Well, other than that, do you have any pets in the past?
Let's see. Well, we had a cat. His name was Jack because it was my older brother's cat named after Jack Daniels. But anyways, Jack used to always be an outdoor cat, and he used to bring me home rats and birds and they'd still be like alive. And anybody that knows me knows I have a phobia of birds. So I remember one time I was home alone and he brought a bird in and it's flying all over the house. And I'm like, Mom, you have to come out. The bird is flying around.
I know that too. I've got that call from you too.
Yeah, we left the door open. I think his dog wasn't over here, and so we kept the door open so she can go outside. And the bird comes walking into the house, and I'm like, "There's a bird in the house."
I'm like, I'm at work. What am I gonna do? I'm like,
911. There's a bird in my house.
I said, go grab the 40 from the room and shoot it. I mean, I don't know what else you want me to do. I'm at work.
You need to call your boss and tell him you have to go because there's a bird in your house.
I just said shoot it. Hey, I'm about my second man. Birds coming in your house and stuff. You just gotta shoot the tails off. You don't have to kill the bird. Just make sure that you don't miss. But it was a creepy bird too, man. It was in the house like the whole day, and it was I don't know if you've seen the Omen, man, but it was like an Omen looking bird and stuff. Like Damien came out, I was like, da da.
It was Ginger we had over though, because I was like, Ginger, get the bird, and then I set my cat out to go get it, and the cat's the one that got it out of the house. Like, you dumb dog, gotta send the cat. But like we said, she's a grouchy old lady cat, and her and the dog do not get along at all. I have bruises on my arms to prove it, and everywhere else. But
it was I don't know what made you trust that Macy put Ginger outside, man. Because she had Lily. Well, you had her with the carrying out the room, and she saw Ginger and just freaked out. And then you were like, oh, battle wounds. I'm like, man.
I was trying to protect your computer equipment, okay?
Thank you for that, man. I hate that when they start pulling that stuff out, man. So
I was like, okay. My daughter's like, Ginger's outside. So I grabbed my cat to bring her out of the room. Yeah. No, Ginger was not outside.
Yeah, she attacked the no part. I don't like that. That's why I know those swap people. No. But so I think, let me see. The turtle. We had speaking of pests, reptile. We'll go to the reptile. It was a turtle. It was Craigie. Craigie. It was this turtle. And this thing, we named it Grumpy. And he was the meanest turtle. I mean, he would eat anything you throw in there. And we would, we grow, we poor, so we have like roaches that we would scoop them up in the cup and throw them in the tank.
He was meaner than our turtle?
Oh, he was much meaner. Oh God. He was mean, boy. And we put another turtle in there, he's beating up the other turtle. It was like it was a chick. It's like, man, you don't abuse the chick. And he was like, I don't care what you gonna do, take it out. So we taking the turtle out, take her out. You don't be beat up on her, take her out. But he would eat like the fish. They would get crickets and stuff. It will go to places like to the pet store when we can actually afford to get food for your animals when it was actually affordable now. Like $55 a goldfish, a feeder fish, But it was so he would just get random stuff like crickets and stuff. And the dude was like, oh man, you have a snake or you have a lizard? He said, no, it's a water turtle. It's a snapping turtle. And he was like, really? And then Craig, you would get so excited to you put in the water. You see the thing running like the cricket or whatever. And he's like, get him, Grumpy, get him. Woo! Then you see you smash it, like half the bug would like fly across the, would get snapped in half and Creepy like, yeah. He'd be so happy about it. It's like, that's the best thing that happened in this day, to go watch the turtle go eat an animal or a bug that is and stuff like that. Or the fish, he would get the fish because it's always when it comes to, there's always like little faster fish when it comes to the turtles having to catch. And those are the ones that go hide in the corner because they know, right? But then when the new fish come in there and the new fish are all like, do-do-do. Next thing you know, Grumpy come out, yaw. And you see the fish head just and then once the goldfish see that happen, then they all start taking off.
They're like, never mind.
You were the first one. For the Star Trek people, it's the red shirt person. The guy comes out in the red shirt, they're gonna be first to kill. That's that fish. It was always a fat dumb one too. He'd just be there like, ooh.
So would the fish rather die from a turtle eating it or when you're cleaning out the cage?
Cage or a tank.
Yeah, you know what I meant.
You got fishes in cages, people. You're probably on that farmer wife show. But anyway, all right. Well, that's it. We're going to cut it. The kids already waking up. We try to sneak in a show about the kids being around. And then, of course, they still coming out of the room.
I know. Right before we started, Macy comes walking out. And then just a couple minutes ago, he's like, oh, God.
I know, man. So, all right, folks. Well, you wasted perfectly 30 more minutes of your time in your life. No, it's not, because our show's good. It is. All right, so we're going to say goodnight. Love y'all.
Good morning.
Actually, we have a website now. You go to AfromeetusJiveWalker.com. Look up the J Brand podcast, and then you can find our stuff and about us. I put a bio. She was like, what you write about me? I was like, I wrote about you. I'm gonna make up shit. And like, oh, she's a doctor from Harvard. I mean, what do you write about me? Alrighty, guys. You have a good night.
Have a good